ยินดีต้อนรับสู่ประเทศไทย Welcome to Thailand and welcome to Asian University. Hospitality and culinary arts are becoming more and more important in our country and particularly not far from here in the area of Pattaya. Besides other programs, Asian University is offering a BBA with several concentrations: culinary arts, hospitality management, finance, international business and marketing. Let me present you with our MOOC introduction to Oenology. Why Oenology? You all know the word biology. It comes from ancient Greek, bios meaning life and logos meaning speech, consideration, thoughts. Biology is the science of life. Well, Oenology follows the same pattern. Oenos means wine, so logically, Oenology is the science of wines. High-class restaurants usually appoint a sommelier, French word for a wine waiter or wine butler. A person who should know everything about wines and other beverages served in a restaurant. This course doesn't go that far. Indeed, this would be a full program on its own. In other small restaurants, a good waiter must also be able to provide customers with some information and advice about wines. In culinary arts and hospitality management, some knowledge about wines and other beverages is a must. That's the reason why our university is pleased to offer this course. This 15-week course starts with a unit explaining why in some parts of the world people mostly drink beer or drink wine. It also covers the fermentation process. Week 2 will introduce the different grape varieties. Indeed, the grape variety is one important element that determines the flavors in a wine. Week 2 will teach you that the Pinot Noir produces wines with less tannin than Cabernet Sauvignon, for instance. In week 3, you will learn why a red Bordeaux is the best choice than a red Burgundy wine when you have ordered a grilled rare beefsteak. Some choices are great classics like Sauterne and foie gras, duck or goose fat liver, or champagne and caviar. Week 4 will tell us a bit more about history, civilizations and culture. Where does the wine come from? Why do we have village, Premier Cru and Grand Cru in Burgundy? In week 5, we are going to differentiate a red Bordeaux from a Lambrusco Spumante and a Pinot de Charente from a port. There are indeed 3 main types of wines, which are still wines, champagne, sparkling wines, and fortified wines. Week 5 refers to fortified wines, fortified by adding some alcohol. We cannot mention wines without talking about brandies, amongst which the so famous cognac and armagnac. Labels might be confusing. If you do not pay attention, you may buy a bottle of fruit wine, believing it's a grape wine. This unit will help you in your choices. Week 8 will tell us that many countries are famous because of their wines. Old world, new world, but also, like here in Thailand, new latitude wines. We know France, but also Italy, Germany, Austria, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, Luxembourg, and many East European countries. New world wines are to be found in California, Chile, Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. New latitude covers countries like Bali, Brazil, China, Costa Rica, India, Namibia, Tahiti, and last but not least, Thailand. Climate is arguably the most critical environmental aspect in ripening fruit to its optimum quality to produce a desired wine style. There are many factors that affect the quality of a wine. Terroir is a French word meaning a region and its soil. The soil is a very important factor. Why? Simply because it tells you to grow Pinot Noir in Burgundy and Cabernet Sauvignon in Bordeaux and not the opposite. For a given grape variety, laboratory soil analysis will also tell you what rootstock to select. What are the different ways to run a vineyard? Why is it important to prune and train a grapevine? How can we get very good quality wines under unexpected latitudes? This is what we are going to try to understand in this unit. Unit 1 told us that yeasts are responsible for the alcoholic fermentation. Did you know that there is a second fermentation, the malolactic fermentation? You already know that there are still wines and sparkling wines, red wines, rosé wines and white wines. We also have fortified wines, where different techniques are involved. This unit will also briefly cover these processes. The path from the end of the fermentation process towards your glass is quite long and complex. We are going to see this together in this unit. The bottle of wine you want to drink results from a long process where both the nature and the vintner gave the best of themselves to produce a good quality product. We are going to teach you what to do to avoid ruining all those efforts. The first target group of this course are students who intend to have a career in hotels, restaurants and the tourism industry in general. We want to make them aware of their responsibilities regarding alcohol consumption and about how to manage their customers. On the other hand, everything is not on the dark side, and we are going to explain you why. Welcome in this amazing journey in the world of wines and wines of the world.